Israel's seventh Prime Minister, Yitzhak Shamir, has died at the age of 96. The unwavering conservative is being praised across the political spectrum as a leader who dedicated his life to the establishment and defense of the State of Israel.
He's of that last generation, of which Shimon Peres is the only one left from that generation that, survived in some form, survived the Holocaust, or whose parents or grandparents were killed in the Holocaust, and they came to fight for and found the State of Israel, and to really manage it and lead it into the 21st century. And I think there are not a lot of people like him.
An avid Zionist, Shamir left his law studies in Poland at the age of 20 to move to British Mandate Palestine in 1935. Shamir quickly made a name for himself in pre-state Israel, fighting in the Jewish underground against the British. Believing that the Jewish people had a historic right to establish a state in their homeland, Shamir joined the paramilitary groups that were planning attacks on British soldiers, hoping to force them out of the country. Now, Shamir ended up leading one of the most militant groups, the Lehi or Stern Gang. In 1946, his activities landed him in a British prison in Africa, but he staged a daring escape and returned to Israel in 1948 during the War of Independence. In 1955, Shamir joined the Mossad when the international spy agency was in its infancy. Over the next 10 years, he played a critical role in building the eyes and ears of Israel abroad. It was a formative experience that shaped the way he later led Israel as Prime Minister.
He was a very secretive person, and he was someone that kept his cards very close to his chest, including among his own staff, oftentimes not telling different advisors information that he had so that he could hear it from them as if he didn't know it. This was the sign of an intelligence officer, someone who had been many years in the Mossad, someone who was just trying to get that extra piece of information that might help him make a decision. But I think he was a very thorough, very responsible leader, someone that really thought things through, didn't jump to any conclusions, didn't jump to any action, and didn't take unnecessary risks.
Shamir entered Israeli politics as a hardline Likudnik, getting elected to the parliament in 1973. It was the retirement of Prime Minister Menachem Begin that unwittingly put Shamir in Israel's top job from 1983 to 1984. In a national unity government, he was prime minister again from 1986 to 1992. Shamir was never a charismatic or inspirational leader. He was modest and straight-talking, unafraid to ruffle feathers at home or abroad. He earned a reputation as having an iron will and nerves of steel. He guided Israel through the first Palestinian Intifada in 1987 and later decided to honor U.S. requests not to strike back when Iraqi Scuds fell on Israel during the 1991 Gulf War.
Many other prime ministers might not have listened to the United States and might have directly attacked Iraq, breaking up the whole coalition of the United States during the first Gulf War. He didn't do that. He was very level-headed.
Shamir believed in the greater land of Israel, that Judea and Samaria, what is otherwise known as the West Bank, belonged to the Jews, and he supported the settlement movement. International pressure, not conviction, led Shamir to participate in the Madrid peace talks in 1991. Blocking a 1987 regional peace initiative begun by Shimon Peres, Shamir had little faith that peace with the Palestinians was possible. Overshadowed later by more telegenic and charismatic prime ministers like Yitzhak Rabin, Ariel Sharon, and currently Benjamin Netanyahu, it may be left to the historians to revisit Shamir's place in Israeli politics. Jordana Miller, JN1, Jerusalem.